What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, hanging out with my co-host, the Southern Flame, Don McIntyre, and we are hanging out with Allison and John from the band Roses Unread. Except for I might have read them. I don't know. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh no! Oh boy! Ah, here it comes! The motherfucking Loud Spot!
All right, before we get the show started, I do want to remind everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check us out on all podcasting platforms. Roses Unread. I will say this about you guys. I didn't get it at first, but afterwards I got it. Your logo is actually really, really cool. So, because I was like Roses Unread. All I saw was like two R's, like a a backwards one's and a forward one. And then I was like, oh shit, there's a U in the middle of it. I didn't do that at first.
Our drummer came up with that logo. Rocky.
You guys are lagging, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that any better?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Our drummer came up. He designed that logo before we put out our Rapture album in 2019. That was kind of like rebranding and all that.
Nice.
I think that's a cool logo, and now you can never kick him out of the band for that. Because
don't tell me that.
So what was the logo before then, and why did you guys decide to rebrand?
So Allison and I have been playing music for a while now, and Jed, our bass player, he's been with us for 5-6 years. And then somebody here?
No, I was going to show them the original.
And then
I can take it off.
Yeah, we've got it.
So here is the first one. Since if I can do it, you can show it better.
So yeah,
that was the very first album.
That's the first one. We've always kind of had the RUR. That's kind of been like the acronym for the band, even though Unread is one word. But when Rocky, our drummer, he came into the band, and he was big on, like, nobody in this band had ever really been big on. None of us knew really anything about marketing and branding. You know, we were just songwriters. And Rocky kind of, he's like, okay, I think John, you and I can work on, kind of rebranding a little bit. And we did. Like, we changed our direction musically. We changed our stage image. And we kind of really changed the whole way that we present ourselves. And the logo was the very first part of that. Like the RUR, the super simple, super sleek, like nothing just crazy. It's just simple, like to the point, and super professional looking. And that's kind of how we don't do the best job of presenting ourselves that way sometimes, but that's kind of like how we want to be interpreted, I guess, is a force to be reckoned with, I guess you could say.
Yeah, marketing and branding is so big, and people don't realize that. You could be the greatest musician in the world and have 10 monthly listeners on Spotify or less than that, because branding is so big, because people see something, and that RUR, the way you guys have it now, looks so cool. That's going to draw people in. It looks classic. It looks neat, and it's simple. The world today is like simple, keep things simple. And that's just kind of, it's like very modern looking.
Yeah.
So good job with that. Go ahead.
That was the whole idea.
Yeah. And I'll say this as well. I always want to pronounce it and say Unread Roses. I don't know why. You too?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just me, so I don't feel so stupid.
We've been called Roses Undead.
No, it was just me and my dyslexic behind. It's just Unread Roses.
No,
I'm like, that's not right.
The last one was, somebody said Roses United, so that's like the big joke. We're like, where did that even come from?
The joke is always, if you're in a band that's not a huge band, everybody fucks your name up.
Well, see, but that's the point about the logo. When you see the logo, it helps you.
Yeah.
Get your shit straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
Roses Unread.
So Allison,
for sure.
Allison, you started the band in 2007. So that's like 15 years ago. It was I know, right? Fuck.
I know.
Time flies so damn fast. Trust me. I know this shit. I went to some place today with my daughter, and I was like, I was just here a couple years ago, and it was like 7 years ago when I was there, like something like that. So it was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, God dang, time flies. It's absolutely just crazy. But 2007, and was it just you? Were you looking for a band? Were you just like a singer songwriter? Tell us about how you got into, how you started, and where you're at now.
Gosh, it's like trying to think back. It's like the other day I was sitting in bed and I was going, this band's 15 years old. And I was like, huh? Like, God, I feel old, but at the same time, I felt like good that I kept something going that long. But we've been through so many members, and when I started the band, we were called something else, and we had to change our name. And so basically, the guys that I was with were kind of shady, falling in and out. You know, it was one of those things. He was in another band called Vision, which I played with in one of my past bands called From All There Is. And so
Vision.
That those band, his band really didn't fall apart. He did the right thing. He went to college. I went to college. You know, we both have full-time jobs. And in the meantime, you know, his band's going, but then they want to go on tour. He's trying to finish college. I'm in and out of members, and I'm like, hey, would you want to help me out with this? Because, you know, he had to step away from Vision. I was kind of in the middle of band members. We didn't really know what was going to happen at that point. And he played bass in Vision, and I was like, well, do you want to play bass? And he's like, well, I think I want to try guitar. And I was like, can you do guitar? But at that point, I wasn't playing with the best musicians anyway, so it was like, it really doesn't matter.
I had nowhere to go but up.
I mean,
if you want to, who cares?
At this point, I'm like, you know what? You know, we were together, but you know, when we first had, we started our relationship before the band. So I was, you know, he was in Vision, I was in what was gonna be Roses Unread, and then as our relationship evolved, I'm like, well, I don't think he's going anywhere. Hey, you want to join up with me? And it ended up working out. He played guitar, and he practiced, and he worked hard, and you know, you see where it took you. And I think it's awesome that he did that. And I feel like maybe if I wouldn't have pressured him to do that, he wouldn't be like the best, like how he is now with guitar.
Is that like a marriage proposal? You want to be in my band?
Yeah.
Well,
it was rough.
She basically told me when we were friends for a year or two before we started, you know, seeing each other, and I was always so afraid because I wanted to play music, and that's all I wanted. I was like, okay, well, I'll do the whole college thing, you know, whatever. But I always wanted to play music, and I had friends that were musicians and that did things, and then they would get in a serious relationship, and it would slowly, I mean, you know how that works. And I was always just terrified of that. So like, I never dated anybody really. And for that reason, if I got any sort of, you know, if you loved me, you know, stay home with me more instead of going on the road type of vibe from somebody, I was like, no. But you know, she told me one time, she's like, if you're with me, I'd never ask you to quit playing music. And I was like, okay. So it's like,
well, she's a musician too, so it makes sense if you're especially when you're younger, because you know, people want to get married, having kids, and that does ruin bands. It happens a lot, you know. Jealous of the other one, whatever. You want more time with them, but if you're also a musician and then you're playing together and doing music together and touring together, it really takes all of that completely away.
And when you're in a band with somebody, you're basically married to them anyway, because you're spending all this time with them. You're riding around in a van or whatever together, and you're changing clothes together and sleeping in hotel rooms and eating together all the time. And then outside of shows, you're writing music and in the studio together and doing interviews and whatever else. So I mean, if you're I mean, it's like being married to, you know, 3, 4, however many other people.
I feel like every time there's like a couple or like a male and a female on the show, or maybe two males, whatever, it doesn't matter, two females. Whenever there's two people on the show, it's always like they're in a relationship. It's never been one where they were not. I almost assumed you guys were, but I wasn't going to say that. Even though, like I said before the show started, I do assume things, and normally I'm wrong. So but I still do.
Big point is having somebody to be your backbone and support system, whether they're at home or on the road with you.
Yeah.
You have a career and a dream. When you start a relationship, your partner should have that full understanding that this is my dream, and I don't really want to give that up.
Yeah,
So
and
that's important to have that support system.
I've seen that with many, and like nothing against people who wanted to, because I mean, family takes up a lot of time. If your family should take up a majority of your time, and if your family does not take up a majority of your time, you're probably not good at doing the whole family thing. But that's like a whole nother discussion. But
I'm trying to be married, a family over here.
But like I've seen, and I've known a lot of people that did that. They started out in their teens and they were like, this is what I want to do. And then, plans change, and nothing against anybody that makes that decision. But I mean,
you got to have that balance.
Yeah. It is
balance.
It is really, really hard, especially when you're a band that a lot of bands don't even break even. A lot of people assume that when they see a band that's going out and playing a lot of shows, they're assuming this band's making a lot of money. Well, I mean, you've got like I can make you a list. Yeah, I can make you a list of 50 things that have to get paid for before any of the band members get paid. So
name them right now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2% of all the bands that you hear about in your lifetime break even or make a profit.
Oh yeah, dude. Unless they're like super famous, like they're a status like Papa Roach. They're the ones making money. But so many bands that I've talked to on the show, they go on tour and they hope just to break even. And if there's some at the end of the day, they put that in towards another recording session.
Yeah,
but it's tough being in a band. That's why I have a podcast, because I don't need to make money. Like I don't need to make money doing the podcast. I do want. We are going to play 2 songs tonight. So I want to go ahead and play your newest single that's on YouTube, Fireflies. It's a little bit of a softer, melodic, but still rock song. And then after that song, we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to play Creatures, which is a harder, more metal song. And then there's something really cool. I think John does it in that video that I'm going to point out after happens in that video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that part. If you're listening to it on audio, then you won't, but you can go to YouTube and see it anyways. Okay. First song we're going to play Fireflies, and we're going to play the whole entire song. So hopefully you guys like your own music. Here we go. There you go. I just saw John get up to go do something. There he is. He's back now. You know what's real? You know what I love about that song? Well, the music video especially. It's the song's called Fireflies, and you have all those like lights in the background that resemble
Beautiful.
fireflies.
Yeah.
So whoever thought of that, fantastic job.
Absolutely.
That's our art director, December. We were actually visiting her today, and we were talking about it. But yeah, her name is December Rain Hansen, and she's awesome. She did the Creatures video, art director, Leave a Light On, pretty much everything post Rapture.
What? She directed all of those?
All those. So post Rapture, so Ugly Truth. We had another director for Rapture. Then after Rapture, we were like, let's try something new, because the same guy did After All and Vulture. So we wanted to try somebody different. And she had another videographer, I can't ever say that word. And she brought him to the team, and we had a few different ones for each video. The last two have been consistent, but The Ugly Truths, where we started with December, and then after that was Lying to Yourself, and then Leave a Light On, and then now Fireflies. Fireflies.
I'm going to agree with you that videographer is a hard word to say. I'm always like videographer.
Yeah.
I'm like videographer.
We work with so we have like three makeup artists, and we will swap them out depending on the kind of look we're going for Allison. And we've got December, who's our art director, and she helps us a lot with like our branding and our imagery, that type of thing. And Elliot is our I can't even say Elliot's last name, but he's our videographer.
It's on the video.
And then
we should call it Vitifer.
And then we have we've got Elliot has a friend, Jared. He's usually on set helping with the lights and that sort of thing. So we're fortunate that we have no label or anybody backing us, and we are fortunate that we're able to have a video team and like a marketing team behind us. And it's all done in house, and we're all friends, like outside of our professional relationship with one another.
Everyone needs a team, no matter, you know, even if you're just a solo artist, some people don't understand that you need a team of people to help you out to get you where you need to go. It's just, everyone can do their own, whether it's, you know, social media, or it's a director or a videographer, which I did almost want to say Vitifer there.
You said it right, though.
We're dubbing it Vitifer now. It's a thing.
I do want to play Creatures now. I know that on audio people are going to be mad that I pause it during this one part, but that's okay. There is something, and like I said, John, I think it's you, because I think it's the guitar. There's a scene where it just, I don't know if it was done on purpose that way or if they thought it looked cool, but when I was watching, I was like, man, that's fucking pretty dope right there. So
now I'm wondering what it is.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a facial expression that you make, or like a guitar movement. I'll play it, and then I'm gonna show you my favorite, coolest part of that video. And I know I'm not the only one who's thought this. I may be the only one who's ever brought it up, though. Okay. Now, this song is Creatures, and this song came out about 8 months ago, somewhere around there, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Let's play. And I'm going to keep us on the side so I can pause it. Okay, Don? So here we go.
Over my shoulder.
Was that you that did that on the guitar? Right, that little.
Yeah, I mean, you saw me do it. It's this.
It's right here. I'm gonna replay it. This part is this little
like,
it's the coolest.
I'll show you.
I'm like, what now?
I'll show you how to do it real quick. I mean, even if you don't play guitar, you can do it. It's
your facial expression that you do, and the way that let's play it before you do that.
Yeah.
Let me go back to it here. Okay, let's watch it.
So this,
just the way you look, you're just like.
do you know how many? So like right here above the nut on a guitar, where the strings come above the nut, you do that.
Yeah.
And that's just, and then you throw like a ton of distortion and stuff on top of it. But
you look, it's not the.
He's talking about you.
I know, but
you look cool. It's like you're like fuck this, boom.
Yeah, it's like,
dude. Well,
yeah.
I did no that.
I thought it was a cool scene.
I did that on purpose. Like I practiced because I'm so I don't like. I try not to look at my fretboard when I'm playing. Like when I'm recording, of course I do, but. Like when I'm playing live, I try not to look at my fretboard so much. I try to engage the audience more. But for that video, I was like, knowing Elliot as the videographer, like knowing him personally, I'm like, he's a musician as well. So he picks out stuff like that. And I'm like, just in case he decides to pan the camera on me for that one part. And so do you know how long I stood here like getting it just right? And so I'm not like hitting the wrong part of the guitar or whatever. So
like hoping you hit it just right.
Yeah.
Maximum effort.
Okay, let's play the rest of the song real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
And then that's you for like a whole minute there looking up.
I had contacts in my eyes like that she had turned me into, so it was like trying to get that focus.
That song is dope. That song is dope. Dawn's the one that decided she said, play one of these other songs. She really wanted me to, and she picked Creatures. And I was watching Go ahead, Dawn.
I discovered you guys around, I'd probably say November, December last year.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, what caught my attention was actually the video, and I started listening. Creatures are a lot divided. Was one
Leave
of
a
the
light
first
on.
Leave a light on. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
The band that they just played with, I think, right?
We just played with the light.
Yeah.
They were on the show.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry, my apologies. But anyway, those videos caught my attention. I saw them on YouTube, and I heard your vocal range, and the videos were lovely. So shout out seriously to your videographer. We're gonna call it a videographer now.
You said videographer?
Did I?
Yeah.
Videographer.
Yeah,
Vitifer. We're dubbing it Vitifer.
Vitifer.
So, yeah, I saw the videos first and it just caught my attention. I wanted you guys on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled
have
that
it.
Sebastian would play that song for me because I'm like, we got it. I love
Yeah.
Fireflies,
it's dope.
but I really want this other one on there too.
Let's talk about your concerts. You guys, speaking of A Light Divided,
I like Divided. I'm sorry about that.
And I went to like your website. It didn't say you guys were touring, so I don't know if you guys are touring or if you guys are just doing like kind of one-off shows here and there. I bet you guys would be awesome live. So talk about your most recent concerts before we get you off of the podcast.
So we've been focusing more because it's for bands of like our
caliber, I guess.
Caliber may be the word, but like bands at our level, maybe
Yeah.
it's hard to really go out like it was pre-COVID. So we've been doing a lot of one-off shows. We played with A Light Divided in Memphis recently, and then we played with Cold when they came through Memphis. And we're finishing up a new album called Post Rapture. Like we released Rapture in 2019, and then Post Rapture is going to be like the story of, you know, what came after that. And the funny thing is we released Rapture like 6 months, not even 6 months before COVID-19 hit. And we didn't have any idea. And we're like, well, you know, the theme to that album was like the end of the world, and it kind of almost happened. So it was kind of neat. And so this is, there's going to be at least 9 songs on the new one. And we're going into the studio. We're on song 8 right now. So we've been doing like a song a quarter for the last however long with our producer, and Leave a Light On, Creatures, and Fireflies are like the first 3 installments of
Perfect.
I gotta check out Leave a Light On. I haven't checked that one out yet.
You really should.
I checked out the 2 that we played. I am gonna go check it out. Is there anything that we did not cover that you guys? I'm sure I feel like I could talk to you guys for like a whole nother
yeah.
Like,
no, dude, we'll be back. Allison, since we're self-funded, Allison does a Patreon and she has a Twitch channel, and so, you know, check out Allison's Patreon.
It's Roses Unread Vox VOX.
And you guys are doing the Patreon thing right now, like you're trying to get people to go on, like you guys are promoting your Patreon.
Yeah. And so, like, before we got on here, I was filming some videos. She does a lot of cool, really arts and crafts type things. Like she takes old drum heads that Rocky's used in the studio and from shows, and she paints them and sends those out. She makes jewelry. She sends out like drumsticks and picks and stuff. Like one of our super fans, he got the China cymbal that Rocky used to record the Rapture album, and last time he came to a show, we gave that to him. And he's a Patreon member. So a lot of like really cool, if you're into like memorabilia and kind of like unique, one of a kind things that are handmade, or like the cymbals, we didn't hand make those obviously, but like, you know, that was used to record an album, and then we played it until, you know, we decommissioned it and then gave it away. So a lot of really cool stuff like that. And I
do handwritten poetry.
Yeah.
That's what means something to fans. They want something personalized like that.
Yeah, and Allison's working on her second poetry book now. So like her Patreon members get like, you know, very like one of a kind type poems that, you know, aren't published or whatever. Yeah. But and then, you know, like
writing poems. No one buy them, but I should start writing poems.
I've been writing since I was 12.
I do want to say I did see on Facebook also where it said, I saw a post that if you look closely, you'll see 2 Allisons, right? And I looked and I was like, what are you talking about? There's only one of you. But then you look on the drum, on the bass drum, and then there you are with the Creatures from coming across it. I was like, I see it now.
I was like, Rocky, you sure you want me on that? And he was like, yeah, I second guessed myself at first. And I was like, you just want the hand over my mouth to tell me to shut up constantly. That's like my reminder. Be quiet.
Yeah,
Honey, where are you from?
The Sticks.
Me too. That's why I'm asking you. Where are you from?
I'm like an hour from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay,
So-
I'm in Alabama, so I recognize that accent.
We just played in Madison.
I love it.
Played in
Or
Madison. Or Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Yeah.
Wow.
We played Madison then.
Yeah, we play.
Madison.
There's a place called Shag Nasty's in
Shag
Huntsville.
Nasty's, yes.
Yeah, we played there. We play there once or twice a year, and super awesome venue. That's one of our favorite places to play. We played there at the beginning of July. It was actually 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, it was. We have a vlog of it up on our YouTube.
Yeah, on our YouTube we do like when Elliot goes with us, he'll film vlogs and we'll put those up. Those are always fun. But
awesome.
So rosesunreadofficial.com is our website, or like Facebook or Instagram. We run that ourselves. So if you send us a message or connect with us through the band, it'll be one of the four of us talking to you. So other than that, we're working on the new album. Just put out Fireflies, and we're gonna start working on our next music video here soon. And we don't have a date yet, but we're gonna hopefully release a new single before the end of the year. So Fireflies is Creatures. Leave a Light On and Creatures did exceptionally well, and then Fireflies so far has gotten, it's only been out for a short period of time, like not even a month yet, and
it was July 15th. It came July 15th.
I like the different dynamics of when I first, like I said, we're gonna get off here in a second. But when I first heard Fireflies, I looked at my wife. I was like, "Is this a pop song?" And then I heard the guitar. I was like, "Oh, it's a rock song. It's a rock song." And then you hear,
come on, man, it's me.
then you hear Creatures. Yeah, Don, thank you for reaching out to them and getting them on the show. If it wasn't for you, I don't know. I would have heard of them eventually. It might have been a little bit, but because Don and you guys have been talking, so thank you, Don, for getting them on the show. Everyone should check out. Did I fucking just like interrupt you in the middle of saying something important? John, I might have.
No.
Like, did I just like totally interrupt him? Okay, all right. Go check out Roses Unread. They're on all streaming platforms. They got an album coming out. Check out their songs that they're playing in a city near you. Go check them out. Buy some merch and support the band. They rock. They have, obviously anyone who will listen to the whole thing hears the melodic, softer side, and then the harder side as well. And my favorite part still of any music video I've ever seen in my whole entire life is that little ding you did. That will always stay in my head forever. That's all the time we got. Please stay right there till after the outro song plays. I do want to thank everyone that listens to our podcast. And like I said, please subscribe to our YouTube. We also have a Patreon page, theloudspot.com/Patreon. We got like no one on there, but that's okay. That's it. Peace out. Rock on.
Much love.
There we go.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for having us.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pimp host has to pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.